What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Zero Lab. Today we're taking a look at a new deck in TCG Pocket that has been around before, but we're taking a look at some of these old cards from the original set that we tried to make work when TCG Pocket released, but didn't really catch on, and seeing if they can be good now. So we're taking a look at Alakazam. Alakazam has a really strong attack, the psychic attack for a psychic and 2 colorless. It does 60 damage plus 30 more damage for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. So theoretically, Alakazam can be really strong in this meta, where we are seeing Celebi decks, Gyarados decks, Mewtwo decks, all attaching a good amount of energy to them. Charizard decks as well, with Arcanine doing well in the latest large tournaments. So a lot of decks attaching a lot of energy to their active Pokemon, and Alakazam can capitalize on that as a stage 2 one prizer, doing more damage for how many energy your opponents have attached to them. We're going to pair this Alakazam with Weezing. Weezing is just a great wall to set up behind. Has that Gas Leak ability that poisons your opponent's Pokemon, tackle for 30, and then we can Koga it to heal off damage. So I think Weezing is just a great Pokemon to set up behind. Other options would be things like Druddigon. The new Druddigon with the Rough Skin ability could be good as well. And then we have one Mew EX in here, obviously just with that genome hacking attack, a great attacker into certain decks like Charizard, Mewtwo, those sorts of things, once we get the 3 colorless energy on there that we need to power it up. So we have a 2-2-2 line of the Alakazam, 1 Mew EX, a 2-2 Weezing line, 2 Pokeball, 2 Mythical Slabs to help us find those Alakazam pieces, 2 Research, 2 Koga, and a Sabrina. So this is the list that we're rocking today, and we're going to keep working on this emblem event, hoping we get to 45 wins here in the next few days. And we're going to try out this Alakazam Weezing deck and see how it can do here against our opponents. All right, we're going first. That's all right, because we are an evolution deck. Psychic energy in our energy zone here. That means we're not going to be attacking with a Weezing even if we top deck it. We are going against a Melmetal deck, which is pretty cool for us because they attach a lot of energy. Alakazam does more damage for all of that energy. Not drawing into much there off the research. So we are going to play this Mythical Slab, see what we can get. That was a Pokeball. Fine not to see that next turn. We need to be finding our Weezings and maybe another Research and our Kadabra, all that good stuff. Attach return coming down onto the Meltan. A Mass will put an extra energy on it. Pokeball from them as well. Going to find another basic. There's a Tauros. We're not going to need to worry about that Tauros too much. Tauros does extra damage to EXs, but we are not playing any of those except for the Mew, but yeah, that's all right. Sadly, no dark energy yet in our energy zone there, but we are going to try to disrupt them with this Sabrina. Bring up that 2 retreat cost Tauros that can't really attack us. We don't want them to keep being able to use that amass while we are setting up our board here. Attach return coming down onto the Tauros. They might have a X-Speed in hand to be able to retreat out of it anyway, but glad that we made them waste an energy attachment if that's the case. There's the X-Speed, so they will get to amass with Melton again. So we need to get drawn into good cards here pretty soon. They will have that Melmetal powered up. Nothing quite yet on our side of the board. We need to be finding those evolutions. Got 10 cards left in deck, but we know the bottom card is a Pokeball, so we really have 9 cards of digging that we need to do. One of those is a Research. 2 of them are Weezings, 2 of them are Kadabras, 2 of them are Alakazams. So we just need to be drawing here. If we could get a Research and draw into a couple of our evolutions, that would be huge. They've double researched now, I believe, or is that their first research? That is their first research, but they are going to be heavy impacting us now which, since they're already powered up before we were able to find any of our evolutions, I think we are in trouble for sure. We're going to send up our other Abra here. And hope for the best. Top deck was the Kadabra, so that's huge. If we can top deck Alakazam next turn, then we probably just win. But we'll see. We're going to sprint us here. I'm just going to send up the Mew. I don't want to give up another prize, and they can't one-shot the Mew, and then we just retreat out of the Mew. There's another Kadabra. Not really sure where I want to put this energy. I think ultimately it's probably not going to matter. We just have to go... Doesn't really matter which one we send up. We just need to top deck a Alakazam now. If we can get Alakazam, we should win from there. Old Amber coming down. Alright, so we just lose if we don't top deck the Alakazam, so we just have to send that up. We did top deck the Alakazam, though. Let's go. Alright, attached return onto Kadabra. One-shotting this Melmetal now. They don't have another attacker powered up, and Psychic will sweep for us for the rest of this game, hopefully. Old Amber being sent up from our opponent. Meowth coming down. See what they choose to do here. Top decking that Alakazam just at the right time. Obviously, we had good odds of it. Not a lot of cards left in deck. Two of them were going to be Alakazam. One of them was Research. So we had a lot of ways to find it. But happy to have drawn it on that turn for sure. Attached return coming down onto the Meowth. If they do choose to payday us here, we knock them out in return. So that seems unwise. They might need to just tank a hit with the Tauros, but they're not doing that. We're going to attach to our Mew EX here, and then Psychic will take the knockout on this old Amber. That'll give us an additional prize, and then we just need to take one more. Meowth coming up. Persian has Shadow Claw. That's not going to be an issue for us, and we do a one-shot the Persian, so we will win on our following turn. There's the Shadow Claw. They're going to discard a random card from our hand if they flip heads. They did flip heads. Again, not going to matter. There goes a Koga. And then we just need to attack here to get the KO. And Psychic doing 120 will knock out the Persian, and that'll be the game. So, fell behind there, but we're able to sweep at late game with the Alakazam, one-shotting that Melmetal, and then doing the rest of the work that we needed there. So, found that Alakazam just at the right time. We were going to lose if we didn't top deck the Alakazam there, but we did have good odds to find it. So there's our first win down with the Alakazam deck. Let's go into another game and see if we can keep winning in this emblem event with Alakazam Weezing. All right, going up against a Celebi deck here, we have not the best hand. They did get to go first as well. That means they don't get to attach an energy. Wow, our hand just got a lot better by top decking that Weezing, that's for sure. We're going to play the Mythical Slab here. Just get an additional card out of our deck. There is a Mew EX. That's great for us as well. We're going to go ahead and attach to the active Coughing, Suffocating Gas, do 20 to this Delmise, and we are off to a really good start here. Much better start than where we were at before we top decked that Weezing. 13 cards left in deck, lots of Pokeballs, lots of research. I want to start getting our Abras out because Alakazam is obviously very good against Celebi EX, but we can just copy the Celebi EX's attack with Mew EX as well. So we're going to start setting that guy up. Pokeball here will find us an Abra, so that's really good. But I think because we have the Mew EX out and it just immediately is going to do damage for us, we don't have to find evolutions. I think we're going to attach to the Mew EX first before we start attaching to the Abra. We're going to Gas Leak here onto this Delmise and then tackle it for 30. That means on the following turn we will be knocking it out. They didn't get the evolution off on their turn on Snivy. That's really good for us. We have a Sabrina in hand if they try to retreat out of this Delmise into something else. We could force them to bring up something that they don't want to bring up, or bring up the Delmise and let it get knocked out. Attach for turn onto the Celebi. Looks like no Servine again on this turn. That would be really huge for us. The longer it takes for them to find their evolutions, the better, for sure. All right, we're going to play this Pokeball just to get the other Abra out of our deck. And then we are going to attach for turn onto the Mew EX. And we are going to take this knockout here. The only reason I'm comfortable doing this, obviously the Celebi could come up, flip double heads, KO our Weezing. That would be unfortunate. However, if they whiff that, then we're in a really good spot because we'll poison them, and then we can even Koga and attack with Mew EX and copy their powerful Bloom attack. So I think we're in a good spot regardless right now because they don't have that superior out yet. Petalil will come up. It looks like they are playing the Lilligant to attach additional energies. Attach for turn onto the Petalil just means no attachment for turn onto the Celebi, which is fine with me. We have a Dark Energy in hand, and we want that on our Coughing. So when we Koga, we don't have to worry about that. So we're holding off on the Alakazam a little bit here, but I think that's okay. We're gonna Gas Leak here. I'm gonna have to hope that they don't play Giovanni because the Lilligant does do 50, and it would be unfortunate if our Weezing got knocked out. So we're hoping that they don't have like Lilligant attached for turn Giovanni. If they just hit into our Weezing for 50 and we're able to Koga it, just get max value out of Koga there, that would be super great. They do potion that Lilligant. No reason. Well, we can copy the Lilligant's attack to do 50, but that just doesn't really seem worth it to me. So we're probably just going to Koga here. And then just go into another Weezing. There's our Alakazam, so we're going to start setting this up. Gas Leak onto the Lilligant. Koga, pick up that Weezing. Put up Coughing. I still do want to bench the other Coughing. Yeah, there we go. No reason to power up, no really ability to power up two Alakazams most likely. And then we will tackle here. 2 turns, our Alakazam will be fully powered up and can one-shot that Celebi. So that's going to put us in a very good position. So it's really just a matter of time. They haven't taken any prizes now. We just need to knock out that Celebi for game. So we can just be pretty patient and just power up that Alakazam. Leaf Supply probably going to come down here again from our opponent. Get more energy on that Celebi, but that just means our Alakazam is doing a lot more damage. Alright, there's a research on our side. Attach return there, research. And then tackle here. Again, we're probably not getting the knockout on this Lilligant. They probably will go into that Celebi potentially this turn. If they don't, we knock out the Lilligant coming back into our turn, barring any sort of Ericas or potions, which they probably do have a few of. They have already played 1 potion. But again, we're in a good position with our Alakazam fully powered up on the following turn. You're going to knock out that Celebi. They're going to send up the Servine, however. Trying to buy some time here. We do have Sabrina. But I'm not sure we even need to do that. I think we just... I think we honestly just Koga here again. Bench that Coughing. Gas Leak here onto the Superior. And tackle. If they hadn't bunched that Snivy, I would have Sabrina and forced them to either bring up the Celebi or let us knock out that Lilligant. Another Servine come down, attach return onto the Superior. That means they're doing 70 to our Weezing this turn. But we're still in a very good spot. There's a second Weezing, that's great. And we already have him poisoned. Didn't need to Gas Leak there, but we will anyway. And tackle here. Do 30, 40 if you add the poison to that. And then they will knock us out on the following turn, but we just respond with our Weezing. There's a second Superior coming down. Will they just attack into our Weezing with the Superior? I think they have to. There it is. So there's their first prize card. We just go into our next Weezing now, though. And we bench Abra to play around Sabrina, although I can't imagine that they play it. They might play 1, but it would be tough to fit all of that into this deck for sure. Bench that Abra, and then we will just tackle for the knockout here. There goes their Superior. And now I don't think we can lose. We're just in a spot where we're basically knocking out everything. And our opponent really can't do much. All right. So they should knock out our Weezing here unless they Sabrina around it, which they could do. But yeah, not much choice left for our opponent there. We had that game pretty much in the bag once we had our Alakazam powered up and we're ahead on prizes. So really strong game there from the Weezing Alakazam deck. Really like how this is functioning. I think this could be a pretty good deck right now in the current meta. Let's jump into a third game and see how we do in a third game. Can we go 3-0 today with Alakazam Weezing? Waiting for the game to load. Here we go. Heads, that means we are going first. Against a fire deck, that's a little tough because they could just be, they could get that turn 1 Moltres. That's really strong for those fire decks. Looks like we're going against a Dragonite Tauros deck. Seems pretty good for us. Top deck of the research is also quite good for us. I think we're going to hold those mythical slabs for now and just end our turn. Hope that our opponent doesn't red card us. That would be unfortunate, but a lot less decks are playing red card these days than they were in the past. Alright, so this is a Dragonite Tauros Greninja deck. All of their attackers take enough energy that our Alakazam does just one-shot them, though, so that's cool. We are going to play our research here. All right. Pokeball, going to go get us an Abra. Bench the Abra. Bench the Coughing. We're going to play Mythical Slab here now. That was a Pokeball. Test return on to Abra. And I think we're going to hold our other Mythical Slab. We don't want to be sending a Weezing to the bottom of the deck right now. And 25% of our deck is Weezing. No, we will play it because more of our deck is Psychic Pokemon than is Weezing. And there's the Kadabra. So that was the right call there. And then we'll end our turn here. So that was the right call. Most of our deck was Psychic Pokemon. We have an Abra, 2 Kadabra, and an Alakazam left in the deck. So 50% of our deck was Psychic Pokemon, so we had really good odds on that slab there. And that just also now increases our odds of top decking Weezing. We didn't top deck Weezing, but that is okay. We're just going to keep powering up this Abra here. Come on. There we go. No reason to be attacking into this Dragonite right now with Coughing. We don't want to be taking that extra damage. We'll end our turn here. We also have the Sabrina to get around the Dragonite, which is nice. And now we're getting really good odds of top decking Weezings here. They're going to start powering up that Mew EX. And again, it looks like they're just waiting to set up that Greninja, which they have now set up. That's unfortunate for us, but I think we're going to be all right, despite the fact that they're able to use that Water Shuriken now. Here we go. Finally into our Weezing. Evolve up into Alakazam. The rest of our deck is a Weezing, a Kadabra, an Alakazam, a Koga. So all pretty good stuff. Refs again is going to do 20 to us, but we have the Koga. So we should be alright. Research coming down from our opponent. That Water Shuriken could turn into an issue for us, honestly, but hopefully we'll be alright. We are not setting up our Alakazam until their Mew EX is in the active spot, which means we could be in trouble, just depending on what happens. We're going to start powering up this Abra because this Dragonite gets knocked out coming back into our turn with Poison. That's super nice. So yeah, we have Kadabra, Alakazam in deck. Alakazam is our way to win this game against that Mew EX that will take our final 2 prizes whenever they send it up. We do have to worry about those shurikens coming down. We should be okay. Leaf gonna allow them to retreat. The question is, what do they retreat into here? If they retreat into the Mew, we're in a very good spot. They retreat into the Tauros. Tauros going to do 40 to our Weezing. 60 if you include the Shuriken in there, but I think they're going to just keep targeting down our Alakazam with the Shuriken. Yep. 4 more turns of Shurikens will knock out our Alakazam. But we have another one getting powered up already. They didn't even choose to attack with the Tauros, which is interesting. So we get to put some damage on there. Three cards left in deck. Alakazam is one of them. Weezing is one of them. And then Pokeball is the last one because we sent it to the bottom with one of the slabs. So it's either Weezing or Alakazam as our top deck, and either one of those is fine with me. Water Shuriken again coming down onto our Alakazam most likely. No, onto the Weezing. They're hoping to take the KO here with a Giovanni. That makes sense. Now we have a couple of options here. Their poison is going to take them down to 50. I think we send up this guy. And we just take the knockout here. Then if they respond with Mew, we win with our other Alakazam. They could do some Sabrina stuff. There's the Dredagon. Thing is, we have a way around that Dredagon. We're going to top deck Weezing, so we can just retreat and then poison. Not even have to attack with the Weezing to take a knockout on the Dredagon. So we continue to be in a very good spot here. They're going to start powering up that Greninja. Water Shuriken again, come down onto our Alakazam. Our other Alakazam, though, this time. We know we're top decking Weezing, so we are just going to retreat out of this Alakazam. Attach for turn, retreat into there. And then Gas Leak will get us the KO. And I think we should be good from here. Sending up the Mew, that means we just win with Koga. We haven't played a single one of our Kogas. We got both in hand. So if they actually attack with the Mew here, they lose. Yeah, and there's the concession. So 3-0 with Weezing Alakazam. I think this deck might be a little bit underrated right now. We didn't hit some of the big hitters in the meta like Mewtwo and Pikachu, so remains to be seen how good this deck is into those. But obviously went 3-0 today in this emblem event. That's really cool. I think this deck is really strong. So since some of the cards are older in here, hopefully you guys already have the cards available to build this deck. Not a lot of them are from that Mythical Island expansion, except the slabs and the Mew EX, obviously. But yeah, give this deck a try if you enjoyed this video. If you think this deck is cool, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you guys in the next video.